Amazing news in the fight game. Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz is in the works. A dream fight finally being made once again after it was scratched for that UFC 230 card some time back. Also, Zhang Weili versus Joanna and Jedrzejczyk 2 is also possible. And Johnny Walker versus Jamal Hill is confirmed. That is a sweet light heavyweight fight. We're going to talk about each of these matchups. Guys, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn those post notifications on. And we first got to talk Nate Diaz and Dustin Poirier, because that's the news that people definitely want to hear about. Looking at the matchup, I mean, finally we get it. In the works after talk, a lot of beef on Twitter. These guys definitely want to go at it. I mean, it's a real fight. This is a real super fight. Outside of fighting for the belt, for Dustin Poirier, this is option number one. I don't see any other fight really bringing this much intrigue. This is the matchup right here. Dustin Poirier loses to Oliveira, but on the feet, he's looked better than ever. His boxing skills are A1. Nate Diaz, tough fight against Leon Edwards, was controlled for 5 rounds up until the very end, and then he rocks Leon badly, kind of maybe wobbled the stock of Leon as well as the legs. I feel like in this fight, Dustin Poirier has some clear-cut advantages with knockout power. Also, with Nate Diaz, takes him a bit to get going, right? We've seen him hurt early in fights, especially you look at those McGregor matchups. Is Dustin Poirier going to be able to go out there and hurt Nate? I do believe you're going to see a lot of success from Poirier in the first 3 rounds. The fight starts getting more competitive 4 and 5. I still think Dustin Poirier probably has enough to beat Nate Diaz. I'd love to see the fight. I do think Dustin Poirier gets it done. Glad that they made this announcement that it is in the works. We don't have an exact date. Maybe March time, and then I really feel as though it's Conor McGregor sweepstakes here. The winner fights Conor McGregor. I think high likelihood that we see that, and then it's a McGregor fight sometime in the summertime, maybe on a July card, an absolute stacked pay-per-view event. Honestly, I talked about this fight in the UFC fights I need to see in 2022, and then a day later, we actually get talk that this is in the works. So absolutely blessed to be having this potential fight. I think Nate's going to get beaten here clearly, but I do think he brings the fight to Dustin. The sell for this fight is going to be fantastic. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be intense face-offs. I think the fight will deliver without a doubt. The only way I could see Dustin really losing this fight is if Nate Diaz can actually somehow get his back, because Dustin Poirier does have issues with guys that get on his back. But Charles Oliveira is the best jiu-jitsu in the lightweight division. Khabib Nurmagomedov, the best fighter in the lightweight division of all time. Grappling A1 specialist, Dagestani monster. Nate doesn't have that same game. Getting the fight to the floor for Nate Diaz, I think, is unlikely. I don't see him being able to take down Poirier. I think wrestling-wise, actually advantage Poirier. I could see Dustin on top. I think it's unlikely Nate Diaz is able to throw up a triangle from guard, which we've seen from him in his younger days. I think it's going to be mostly a striking affair. I think there'll be moments for Nate, but power punches will land for Dustin. He'll do some damage, and I think he beats Nate Diaz by a decision. My goodness, thank you for this fight. I just want to say, UFC, make this happen. Let's get it confirmed. I want a finalized date. We need this fight in 2022. It's a huge matchup. It's a pay-per-view main event, and it's a McGregor sweepstakes fight. Need this fight. And what weight class would it be at? That's something I'm also wondering. I have a feeling neither of these guys want to cut weight for this fight. 170 pounds is going to be the expected weight class for this matchup. I'm excited to see Dustin also. If he's fully blown up at 170, he's going to be a strong man. And I think some clear-cut advantages over Nate Diaz. He should get it done by a decision. If the odds are out right now, I'm thinking it's about minus 175, minus 200 Dustin. You're looking at, some plus 150 range dog for Nate Diaz. Fantastic that there's a chance we get this fight. I cannot wait for the potential. I hope that they announce a date soon. I hope it's all finalized. I know there's always some weird shit that goes down with Diaz, but I think he'll come through on this one. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Finally, let's do it. I know they talked about back in the day, let's do it for the 165-pound belt. Unfortunately, Dana's like super against that, but I feel like 165 would be a great weight class that would have super sellable fights. You get the smaller guys at welterweight, the bigger guys at lightweight, but whatever. That's not going to happen. That's only a pipe dream at this point. Let's jump to the next subject, which is Zhang Weili and Joanna Jedrzejczyk 2. It is in the works as well. It's possible. Joanna said she was offered a title fight versus, I guess, Rose Namajunas or, potentially Carla Esparza towards the end of 2022. But she says, no, I want to fight. I'm not sitting around for the entire year collecting dust on the sideline. She's 32 years of age. She needs to get some activity. What better way to do it than put together a rematch of the greatest women's fight we have ever seen? Zhang Weili, I do think, has made some improvements since that last fight. Joanna Jedrzejczyk, we have not seen. I think the ring rust could be a factor. I know Dominic Cruz says ring rust isn't real, but I think for a lot of fighters, it can be. I do expect Joanna Jedrzejczyk to be sharp out here. I hope the sequel is as good as the first one, but if you watch a lot of films, you watch a lot of fights, the second one doesn't always bring that same heat. It's definitely a possibility that it's not the same, but if it's half as good, we have a great matchup between these two. The first one, it was super competitive. I do understand why Weili got the decision. If I have to early lean this one, I do think Weili can beat her on a decision again. But there's always a chance for Joanna. Don't be surprised when this happens. Weili potentially looking to get this fight to the floor a bit. Use some wrestling. Slow Joanna down. Obviously, the movement of Joanna is fantastic. She has great combination strikes. Her Muay Thai is off the charts good. Weili's a monster in her own right. 2 straight losses now to Rose Namajunas. Funny enough, the same situation Joanna Jedrzejczyk was previously in. Lost twice to Rose. Knockout loss in the first round and then loses a decision. Both these girls in the same spot. Rose Namajunas, if she's able to beat Carla Esparza, also goes down as the greatest women's strawweight we've ever seen. I can't wait for this fight. Early leans got to be Weili. Odds-wise, I think you're looking at about minus 135, minus 150 to about plus 110, plus 125, and obviously in favor of Weili Zhang as the favorite. I really want this fight. Let's make it happen. Let's fully confirm it. I think this is a pay-per-view co-main event. I think it is a fight night main event without a doubt, and it's a fight night that everybody's going to be tuning into because their first fight was absolutely fucking bonkers, and we have to do it again. Great matchmaking. Hopefully the UFC can get this one done. And let's talk about, I guess, a fight that's going to have the least heat of all of them, but I think is going to be a fantastic matchup. Light heavyweight division. Johnny Walker, Jamal Hill. This is a confirmed fight. The date of it will be February 19th. Fun fight night card. Johnny Walker is an absolute madman. Lost to Thiago Santos in the last one. A little bit chaotic and reckless, but super dangerous. Jamal Hill is smooth. Grapplers are going to be Jamal Hill's weakness at this point. You look at Paul Craig, what he was able to do when he pulled him down, trouble. But I don't think Jamal Hill is a bad wrestler. Paul Craig is like a one-of-a-kind type grappler. He'll take you down, he'll grab the underhook, and he'll snap your arm. That's what he did to Jamal. Hill went out there and beat the brakes off Jimmy Crute for trying to strike with him. I think Jamal Hill's stand-up game is going to be too crisp for Johnny Walker. I think Walker will try to get a little bit wild, try to put some heavy pressure on him early. I think Jamal Hill will land a smooth, straight punch on the dome. I'll actually be picking Jamal Hill by first round knockout as the early lean. I feel like Johnny Walker is being put in a tricky situation here. Both these guys are fantastic prospects / contenders in the weight class, but I think Jamal Hill is just too smooth. He doesn't make the same technical mistakes. I like Johnny Walker a lot. He's really good. Thiago Santos, I don't know how faded he is at this point. He was able to still beat Johnny Walker over the course of the 5. I think Jamal Hill in this one, though, he can get him to sleep here. Might not be the first round, but I really am leaning first because Hill just delivers his punches so smoothly and he hurts his opponents. He's got that real thud, that stunning shot that's going to really wobble you badly. And I do think he's going to put Johnny down in what's going to be a fantastic fight. Huge announcements made here. I mean, off the charts announcements. I could not be more excited for these potential fights coming up. I feel like we're blessed to be in this situation where we might be seeing Nate Diaz and Dustin Poirier finally, where we're going to get a rematch between Zhang Weili and Joanna Jedrzejczyk, and then a fun fight with Johnny Walker and Jamal Hill. I feel like this year is starting off with a bang hearing this great news. I'm telling you guys, 2022 will be the UFC's best year of all time. This is going to be amazing action. The McGregor sweepstakes with Poirier and Diaz for certain. Zhang Weili, if Joanna wins, it's title shot. If Weili wins, I don't think she's that far out of the picture, especially if Carla Esparza is able to grab the belt. Weili is next. I don't think she'll do it, though. I think that Rose Namajunas will defeat the first woman that defeated her inside of the UFC and crush that UFC dream of being the champion early on. And then Rose has turned it back. She just got to stop the takedown because Carla Esparza is a hell of a wrestler. And then Johnny Walker and Jamal Hill just blessing us with straight action to start the year off. I think that's a first-round knockout. I think that's a fight that definitely goes inside the distance. I can't wait to do the full breakdown on that one. I wanted to give you guys a news update, throw some things at you, some exciting stuff inside of the MMA game at this point, especially UFC. Guys, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn those post notifications on too. Let me know what you guys think of these news reaction videos. Let me know in the comments. Much love to everybody that continuously supports. We got full card predictions dropping real soon for that Giga Chikadze and Calvin Kattar card. So action is coming back. The fights are not far away now. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.